If you want to see a rainbow, you have to learn to see the rain. If I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants. What we do is more important than what we say or what we say we believe. When you open your mind, you open new doors to new possibilities for yourself and new opportunities to help others. Someone needs to fight. Someone needs to sacrifice. Someone needs to inspire. Someone needs to be a hero. Sometimes problems don't require a solution to solve them. Instead, they require maturity to outgrow them. Whoever said money can't buy happiness didn't know where to go shopping. Chase after the truth like all hell and you'll free yourself, even though you never touch its coattails. Books are mirrors. You only see in them what you already have inside you. Art is the social antithesis of society, not directly deducible from it. Nothing can disturb your peace of mind unless you allow it to. Without balance, a life is no longer worth the effort. Life doesn't imitate art, it imitates bad television. That's what fiction is for. It's for getting at the truth when the truth isn't sufficient for the truth. Maybe the truth is I really want to like you instead. Keep your face always toward the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you. She will always wear her crown, regardless of the hate. Just remember, the difference between being good versus being great is just a few points, inches, or seconds. You don't put your life into your books, you find it there. The fossil record implies trial and error, the inability to anticipate the future, features inconsistent with a great designer. There is no problem more difficult to solve than that created by ourselves. You need to find a way to live your life that it doesn't make a mockery of your values. It was the truth, and like any truth, it was powerful. The power to change your life lies in the simplest of steps. Enjoy every step you take. If you're curious, there is always something new to be discovered in the backdrop of your daily life. It's never too late to get back on your feet, though we won't live forever. Make sure you accomplish what you were put here for. You have two choices, to conquer your fear or to let your fear conquer you. Trust the story. The storyteller may dissemble and deceive. The story can't. The story can only ever be itself. Atheism, a religion dedicated to its own sense of smug superiority. Don't be bothered by the things you can't change. Instead, focus on how to make your life better. Others have seen what is and asked why. I have seen what could be and asked why not. Being grateful does not mean that everything is necessarily good. It just means that you can accept it as a gift. We cannot change what we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change. The secret of Buddhism is to remove all ideas, all concepts, in order for the truth to have a chance to penetrate, to reveal itself. Never compete with someone who has nothing to lose. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Accept yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your truths, and know what tools you have to fulfill your purpose. You will have 500 million little bells, and I shall have 500 million springs of fresh water. Memories were short and history unkind. It was the way of the world. I may not always be with you, but when we're far apart, remember you will be with me right inside my heart. There are no traffic jams along the extra mile. Stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive. I like to set my dreams high. That way, even if I only make it halfway there, it's still pretty darn good. Strong souls face painful tragedies because the universe honors their strength by pulling out its most fearsome weapons against them. Getting something and having the wits to use it, those are two different things. A day without laughter is like living in darkness. You try to find your way around, but you can't see clearly. Make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. I visited many places, some of them quite exotic and far away, but I always return to myself. Do not lose yourself in the crowd. You are the only one you've got. Take care of your soul. Life becomes easier and more beautiful when we can see the good in other people. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. People are almost always better than their neighbors think they are. Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. I wonder if I'll ever have to decide which is worse, life as we're living or no life at all. I'm not going to die. I'm going home like a shooting star. Using your talent, hobby, or profession in a way that makes you contribute with something good to this world is truly the way to go. Emulate good behavior that when you encounter people from your past, you won't have to hide yourself away. What the society thinks is of no interest to me. All that's important is how I see myself. I know who I am. I know the value of my work. Nothing forces us to know what we do not want to know except pain. The absurd does not liberate, it binds. It does not authorize all actions. Everything is permitted does not mean that nothing is forbidden. Hope is not a feeling of certainty that everything ends well. Hope is just a feeling that life and work have a meaning. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. If you can feel the future, then you are about to experience it. To see what is in front of one's nose needs a constant struggle. Humans are not to be differentiated by caste, color, creed, and gender, instead by their approach, positive or negative. The greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself. It was like when you ripped a piece of paper into two. No matter how you tried, the seams never fit exactly right again. If I had a shiny gun, I could have a world of fun speeding bullets through the brains of the folks that cause me pains. Smiley face. The reason birds can fly, and we can, is simply because they have perfect faith, for to have faith is to have wings. If that's the case, I understand why emotions are hard for you. You've numbed yourself to make room for the grief you carry. No power on earth, if it labors beneath the burden of fear, can possibly be strong enough to survive. Every man should lose a battle in his youth, so he does not lose a war when he is old. It is almost impossible to carry the torch of truth through a crowd without singeing somebody's beard. Suspect each moment, for it is a thief, tiptoeing away with more than it brings. I kept always 2 books in my pocket, one to read, one to write in. We have 40 million reasons for failure, but not a single excuse. Anything that smiles often needs to be reminded that the world is a cruel, dark place. It is only possible to live happily ever after on a daily basis. Until we can receive with an open heart, we are never really giving with an open heart. Run when you can, walk if you have to, crawl if you must, just never give up. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Faith is a knowledge within the heart, beyond the reach of proof. No matter what you're going through, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Your greatest self has been waiting your whole life. Don't make it wait any longer. As architect of your reality, you are empowered to create it as you choose. Everything looks impossible initially, and then everything eases out gradually. Beginning is the key. Opportunity may knock only once, but temptation leans on the doorbell. The goal is timeless. Chase the moment, and you lose. In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first. There is nothing frightening in the dark if you just face it. Don't bother just to be better than your contemporaries or predecessors. Try to be better than yourself. Many people pray to be kept out of unexpected problems. Some people pray to be able to confront and overcome them. Things die, but they don't always stay dead. Believe me, I know. It's a strange myth that atheists have nothing to live for. It's the opposite. We have nothing to die for. We have everything to live for. I found out that there weren't too many limitations if I did it my way. Never limit your view of life by any past experience. Wisdom is the oneness of mind that guides and permeates all things. The end may justify the means as long as there is something that justifies the end.